Hi everybody, this is Courtney and I'm here to talk to you about the most basic thing about your journey, which is your vehicle. It's the most accessible way to improve the quality of your mental health, your emotional health, and your physical health, as well as your spiritual health. Your spiritual experience is only going to be as good as your vehicle, your physical body, and your central nervous system can handle. So, first thing I'd like to talk about is the preparation of traditional herbal teas. It's actually stronger than a tea because it's not just a tea bag. We actually prepare it with loose leaf herbs. In here you have chamomile, lemongrass, and hibiscus. You can see a little red pop there. Over there in the bags you can see where I've sourced those different herbs. I like this company in particular. They're consistent. You can get it on Amazon and it's organic. This one, of course, is caffeine free because we drink this at night before we go to sleep. In here we mainly have chamomile, but just for flavoring we have rose hips, orange peel, lemon peel, and lemongrass. I add in hibiscus because hibiscus is cleansing for the lymphatic. It gives iron and other minerals into the blood. If we look at things herbally and in terms of traditional native medicine, I studied with Susan Weed for many years and I worked on biodynamic farms and did permaculture. So I learned modern European herbal tradition and I also learned a native one. What we do with these, when we look at these herbs, we can see a little bit of what their medicine is, what their properties are by looking at them. When you look at hibiscus, it is this bright red flower, so it makes sense that it strengthens the blood, that it strengthens the kidneys, that it cleanses. When we look at things like lemon peel, lemongrass, and things like that, that's good for cleaning out the lymphatic system and for strengthening the urethra and that type of thing. You can go as deep into it as you want to because we have a lot of research and data now that we didn't used to have. It was a wise woman tradition or a superstition that your aunties or your grandma would have had or almost forgotten. The best thing about this is chamomile. Our biggest enemy today in modern life is the inflammation of our systems, especially our central nervous system is just constantly on fire. We have to learn how to rest, relax, and reset deeply before we can actually really level up into a more productive, more focused kind of flow state. So, chamomile is a nervine. It is not a sedative, but it is a nervine, so it actually helps to relax the nervous system and it coats it and it soothes it so that some of those cortisol hormones and the toxins in your system are released and you're able to relax deeply. So, the tricky thing is it's not going to be just a tea bag and a cup. It's going to be a process where we're making something more medicinal. You can see here in my French press, this is the remnants of my last batch. There's about a cup and a half of this material in here, which as I said, is just those bags of Davidsons. You've got this. I'm going to clean this out and then I'll show you how we prepare it from scratch. But I wanted you to see how very dark colored this is. This is not your average cup of chamomile tea. This is a dark brown, very potent medicinal tonic for your body to rest and relax. It has a very strong smell. We're going to steep this. I don't know if you can look at it in the light, but look how beautiful and dark golden color that is. That is so good for your body. It gives you all kinds of medicine that you don't usually get. We can go deeper into that later, but it's absolutely delicious. It has to brew for 3 to 8 hours. So either I'll start it in the morning for bedtime that night, or I'll leave it overnight so that it's ready when I get done with work. I don't know how anyone can live without this. What we're gonna do is take this out. If it's at all possible for you to compost, all of my elders have been very clear on the fact that plants are conscious beings. And if anyone has worked with plant medicine, you know that to be the truth. The plants are alive, they're conscious, they wanna help us, but they're only gonna treat you as good as you treat them. if it's at all possible for you to compost and to really honor the plant and to nourish the living earth, I highly recommend it. All we're going to do is rinse this out. We'll take it out to our warm compost. So I want you to have a chance to see that. I think this is super cute because a lot of people are disconnected from the cycle of life. And it's the medicine wheel, the 4 keys, really gets you in touch with the fact that you're part of a cycle of life. So let's go see what the cycle of life looks like. So exciting. I had a little surprise this spring. Come on out, our beautiful deck. This is my worm compost.
Wow.
And we have this beautiful volunteer that's grown out of it, that's now flowering. Look at that, there's a little baby down there. We're still not sure who volunteered. We know that this is squash family. I thought cucumber, I thought maybe butternut squash, but pretty soon we're gonna see. But what I do is I pour this onto my plants. Either we can pour it onto this plant or into the worm compost. You can see down there, it's like this rich kind of mix. And underneath there are tons and tons of worms. So what I can do is just take my little trowel here and I scoop out a little bit of this worm compost and I spread it into all of the plants. So they have kind of like the magic starter for healthy soil. Until you, oh, there's a bunch of them. You can see all the, look at all those little red wigglers.
You see it?
Yeah.
Woo.
The quality of your soil determines the quality of your life, your gut, and everything. So when we're disconnected from the cycle of life, we really lose touch with the thing that nourishes us.
Thanks.
Oh, here's my kombucha. We're going to talk about that next. In order to prepare these teas properly, we want about 1 cup of the loose herbs per 3 to 4 cups in this container. I've already pre-mixed it, the chamomile and the different hibiscus and lemongrass. I know what the line is on here, right up to about the bottom of that copper. And that's going to really expand once it puffs back up with some water. It's nice because then just once a month or so I can fill this up and I don't have to mess with the loose leaf herbs every day. I also think it looks really pretty and I really enjoy it. This is something that I look forward to each night. Since the beginning of time, human beings have been sipping on teas together around the fireplace or after dinner. It's just a way that we socialize. And so it makes sense that people want to gather at bars. People want to hang out and socialize while they're sipping on something. But I found that by replacing alcohol with this tea and with kombucha, that I get a lot of benefit, no toxins, vitamins, nutrients, and things that are good for my nervous system. I will still drink a couple glasses of wine, but that socializing that we do every day doesn't need to have alcohol with it. It can be something healthy, like these teas or kombucha. Also, there's no other way, no better way that I know of to add something into your nervous system that's so soothing and so healthy and beneficial. The rose hips also have plenty of vitamin C. The lemongrass, these are antiviral, so in winter it's a wonderful thing. We just stir that up a little bit to get the herbs blended in. And then in order for it to be medicinal, we need the cap because 90% of the medicine actually goes up in volatiles. Sometimes people use a mason jar, but I love this French press because all I have to do is just seal it. We press this about down to there. Now none of your volatiles are getting out, and as it's steeped for 3 to 8 hours, it becomes this strong medicine. You can put in a little bit of honey, you can put in a little bit of whatever milk of your choice. I love it with a little bit of milk, tastes like ice cream. And this I drink a cup before bed. I sleep like a baby, and my gut and heart is healthy.